They say if you see it, that you will die. But I escaped. Or I thought I did. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Her name was unknown, but her past was known. See, she was born on 1982, but died in 1987. She was killed by her father, but not just by a gun. She died from blood loss. When the police found her, she had 6 wounds on her arms and 20 all over her body. They took her to the doctors to see she was killed, murdered by someone. One day after they were looking at her body, heard crying from her and slowly backed up, as then the girl was behind them. She had a crooked smile as blood dripped down from her eyes and onto the floor. She opened her mouth and let out an ear-piercing scream. The doctors fell to the floor holding their ears. The girl grabbed some scissors and stabbed the doctors in the heart, then started to eat them, as all you could hear were screams. It fell silent as people rushed into the room to see blood on the floor, but no trace of anyone or the girl's corpse. It was all over the news on what was going on people to move away from the town because the girl died in the woods next to it. My friends and I decided to go to the woods on the day the girl died. But it was the worst idea in the world. When we went in, I felt lost, like it changed every time we got next the way out. We saw a girl crying. She looked in pain, like she was lost. We walked up to her to see bloody scissors. She had no eyes, and then gave us a crooked smile and started to laugh as she stood up and then turned around. Her tongue was hanging out like it was about to fall out. Then she screamed and we started to run, but she was always behind us, so we split up. A couple hours later, I got out of the forest to hear loud screams. As I ran back to my house, my mother was unpacking up our house as I got into the car. I pulled down the thing in the car with my mirror to fix my hair here in the back seat. I screamed then, felt my mouth covered in a cold blade, went through my heart and slowly bleed out. And then I saw my friends hung up on a tree, and my body was up too. The girl hates men. After a while, the news went crazy with people talking about our disappearances, and now we help the girl to get revenge on every man or boy that enters the forest. Once they can enter, they can never leave like us. We could never again leave like I did. We would just get killed in the dark without anyone knowing what happened to us ever again. How did I post this story, you ask? I didn't. She did.